Question says, I know that a school choice bill has been introduced in the Education Committee. I was told the committee chairman was going to block it with a drawer veto. And we've had a similar question, what can we do to change the rules so that these chairmen can't just literally put it in a drawer and be done with it? Can anything be done?
It's a Senate bill that's been introduced, and from my understanding, we're going to get a hearing not Monday after next, so a week from this Monday.
About changing the rule.
No, there'll be a vote on the ESA bill a week from Monday, so there will be a hearing based on my understanding currently. And as far as the rule, I've already had conversations with leadership about the rule. It's Rule 20H in the Senate. It's very frustrating. To me, what I told them is that it seems like it makes the chair a dictator because there's no appealing their decision. There's no appealing by the body of the committee or appealing to the leadership of the Senate. So I've made my voice heard on that, and that's the change that would have to happen. I don't know about the House side.
Okay, thank you.
If I can jump in on that.
Oh, please do. Please.
The freshman's comments on this is, my understanding is that the control from above is not as strong as it was in the previous session to prevent bills from moving forward. I think Speaker Moyle is really open to seeing all kinds of bills advanced out of committees. So I don't think there's an intent on the Speaker's part to control various chairmen and to have them draw bills. I think he's really fine with moving these bills forward so that they're at least debated in committee and perhaps brought to the floor of the House if the committee decides that they're appropriate. And I will defer to my senior colleagues here if they think otherwise, but that's my impression.
This is my 5th year as committee chairman. Previously, I chaired local government, and today I'm now chairing resources. I will tell you that in all that time, I've never had pressure from leadership. They do give chairman autonomy. Now, they can serve at the pleasure of the speaker, and if you do not do the things they'd like to see you do, they can remove you at any time. But, and there are certain things where in a procedural vote on the floor, you are expected to support the procedure. But that being said, I've never had pressure, and there was some important legislation. My good friend Tim Remington's here. We tried to get some stuff through, and when he was there, different things. And I asked the speaker, I said, boy, I'd love to see this committee hear this. And he said, I don't bother you, and I don't think you would want me to, so I'm not going to bother him either. So I will say, as chairman, sometimes, and I will defend the chairman being able to put it in a drawer a little bit, because sometimes you save your committee. Some of these things are they take a lot of time, and that's a decision of the chairman, and that's why you're chairman. You take the hits for that, but sometimes it's up to you to protect your committee. So these bills can be introduced as a personal bill, and they can get out there, and then people can, and then you get the emails and the cards and the love letters, but they sometimes, I mean, that's part of leadership. And so if you're gonna, it is our place to protect our committee as well. And any committee member is free to come talk at any time. And I've been very lenient about allowing them to introduce. But sometimes I saw a bill a number of years ago that had been brought. Finally, the chairman agreed to hear it. They had 21 hours of testimony on that particular bill. And before the first moment in testimony, I could tell you what the vote was going to be, and it was party lines. But that committee went through a grinder. And for years, that chairman had held it back, and finally they said, well, all right, let's do it, and they did. But so really, the reality is that committee wasted 21 hours because no minds were changed. We were down in Boise. It's more liberal, obviously, than this area. So they turned out in droves to have their voices heard. So let's just leave it there.